Hi friends, so today I'll be showing you how I made Pokemon Legends Arceus trainers. Not only did I make my own, but my friend Mechastine made one as well. We used Cosplay Printables pattern, which I will link in the description. I also move right in the middle of me making this cosplay, so there will be a sudden change of scenery. First, I made a mock-up using some spare fabric that I had laying around. The main fabric was this navy blue cotton duck canvas from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I love the weight of it and it worked really well for this project. I made Mechastine cut out the scarves. We used this burgundy linen from Fabric Wholesale Direct.
Also did not put much effort into his overall appearance, which we know is not everything, but when it comes to your doctor,
I have to make sure you're doing it right.
Said that
We cut out 4 of them and then we sewed them together, turned them right side out, and then I pressed it and I ladder stitched the hole shut. Benny! For the jackets, I cut out the cotton duck canvas fabric and I sewed the center back seam. Then I pressed the seams open and pinned and sewed the sides and the shoulders together. I also pressed open the side and shoulder seams. The shoulder seams actually gets pressed open with this cute little mini iron that a lot of people like for some reason. I have no idea where I got it. I think it was given to me, but you could probably just Google mini iron and it'll pop up. But it's really good for seams. So I just wanted to show this because it was an absolute failure, but I tried dyeing the fabric for the collar and sleeve cuffs because they're not really white. They're actually like a light gray. So I tried doing that, but it didn't turn out. It turned out really marbly, which was actually a really cool look, but not for this project. I think I just had way too much fabric in the pot. So yeah, anyway, did not work. So we just bought some. So skipping to the pants and the skirt, we're both pinning the side seams, prepping them to be sewn. My skirt is just a simple wrap skirt. It was very easy to make. The seams are a bit curved, so I wadded up my mock-up to use as a tailor's ham because I do not have one, and I pressed the seams open. Here, Mechastine is just pinning the crotch to his pants, which he will be sewing. Next, I hem the bottom of my skirt by folding it up twice to make a nice clean hem on the inside of the skirt. So this is the replacement gray fabric. It's just a cotton canvas. It's just a cotton canvas fabric from Joann's. He is pinning my sleeve cuff as well as his and both of the collars for the jackets. Little bananas. So the strips are to finish up the open parts of the jacket. They are interfaced to create a slightly more stiff and structured edge. Once the manager approves, I can sew them onto the jacket. I sew the right sides together, flip it, and top stitch to keep it from folding out. I then hem up the bottom of the jacket. Next, I used my Cricut to make the Team Galaxy symbols on the sleeves of the jacket. I used heat transfer yellow vinyl for the inside and black for the border. If I had an embroidery machine, I would have embroidered them, but I do not have an embroidery machine, so heat transfer vinyl is the next best thing. The pattern for this cosplay actually comes with the files, which was really awesome. Once the sleeves are prepped, I move on to the collar. I start by pressing out the wrinkles caused from the move, and then I heat press on some interfacing to make it a tad more stiff. I pin the right sides together on both the inside and the outside of the collar, sew it, and I press open the seams. Then again, I'm pinning and sewing the right sides of the collar together around the inside of the collar. Next, I pin the right sides of the jacket and the collar together. I use my machine to stitch it on, flip it to the inside, and then I hand stitch the inside of the collar. The sleeve cuffs are half interfaced, so I ironed that on, and with the right sides together, I sewed the cuffs. Same with the sleeves. Once everything was totally tubular, I put the sleeve into the sleeve cuff, pinned the sleeve cuff to the sleeve, and then I sewed it. Then I could pin the sleeve to the jacket with the right sides together. Once that was done, I finished up my skirt by sewing the interfaced waistband and hand sewed 2 clasps at the top to keep it on, and a little button. There's a little button on there too. My black belt is just a 6-inch thick rectangle that I actually made out of this really nice suede. So I cut it out, pinned them together, sewed them, turned them right side out, and ladder and ladder stitched the hole shut. Ladder stitched the hole shut. For the rope belts, I cut out 2 pieces of the yellow canvas fabric that was long enough to go around my waist with the jacket and the belt on. There's a lot of bulk here, so they had to be a little bit longer than my waist. Excuse me. And then I sewed this ribbon into it, and I used the ribbon to help turn it right side out since it was a pretty small tube. Then I could thread 3 ropes through, and I know you only see 2 ropes here, but I wasn't happy with only 2, and in the end I do use 3 ropes. Then I could make a knot with the 2 ropes, sewed it down, and attached Velcro. All of the belts are attached with Velcro. So the bag was really easy. It's just some rectangles. I used yellow heat transfer vinyl for the design on the front of the bag. I used 4mm foam to give the bag a little bit more structure, and I used magnets to keep the front flap closed. I thought Flemeth was a cursed wig, but this is actually the scariest wig I've ever made. But I made it so that I can easily reuse it for something else if I want to. The bangs are just clipped in with bobby pins, and it's completely gelled back to form a ponytail. The bandana covers these absolute atrocity, which are the bangs. And I used some leftover white canvas fabric to make the bandana. It's just a triangle with some ribbon sewn in, which ties around my head. I used gray heat transfer vinyl iron. What? I used gray heat transfer vinyl to iron on that cute design. Also for his hat, we ended up just buying a hat because I tried to make a hat and it looked stupid and it wasn't big enough, so I was like, oh, let's just buy one. Anyway, that's the hat. We also made the shoes, which are just EVA foam and fabric. So I traced our feet and I added some allowance. I also traced out this toe part, which has triangles cut into it to make it curve a little bit more easily. I placed those patterns onto some 10mm foam, which is actually a lie because the toe part will not be 10mm in the end. I switched to 4mm foam later. Here's some good footage of me cutting out the foot part. Very good. Wow. Hope you like that. Again, more lies. Pretend this is 4mm foam, not 10. So here's me realizing that 10mm was too thick, and then I switched to 4mm. So next I start wrapping the foot parts in fabric. I just cut out strips and I just go at it and glue them on. For the little ties at the top, I take this long piece that I sewed and tied them together 3 times and added this gold tassel on the ends. And then his belt is nothing special, it's just a strip of the yellow canvas fabric that I sewed and I flipped it right side out. I think it's 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches thick, I don't remember. So then I forced Mechastine to sand. I mean, he was absolutely so kind enough to sand the balls that I 3D printed. I'll put the file in the description. But they also open up, which is really cool. I leave a little Paris in mine. I absolutely hate sanding, so I appreciate this a lot. He got them very smooth. So he started at 100 grit and then he worked his way up to 600. Good job.
Very good.
He then primed them with filler primer. He primed them with filler primer, and then he airbrushed them. I haven't read a script in a while. He also hand painted these silver parts. We put magnets in them and on our belts so that we can have them on us but not actually have to hold them, which is really cool. And then we wore them to Planet Comic-Con, and a lot of people really liked them. I wasn't expecting them to be so popular, but everybody loved them, which was really cool. I had a little Paris on my shoulder, and he had a little Shaman. But that's really it for these costumes. They're also extremely comfortable. We both just wear a standard black shirt, like a long sleeve black shirt underneath, and then long black pants as well. And that's really it. That's how we made these costumes. We are working on a few more things right now, so if you like costumes and cool creative stuff, then please subscribe. Check out my Instagram and his Instagram. Everything will be linked in the description. So yeah, have a super awesome rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time I upload a video. I don't know when that will be. Okay, bye.